And we are live. So how about we start by randomizing? Takes us to there's more.
What's lowest time? It's like 10 minutes past 3. It's like 10 minutes past 3.
Bye.
Unatumia mic gani?
Unasema ngapi?
Una sensitivity ya Spider-Man unaelewa. So modify numbers, get number yako.
Hebu ongea like tunafaa kusikia hapa.
English. Okay.
I was trying to see kama
Nasikia.
Unatoka Friday ama Friday sio?
Nataka friend niende si meeting hiyo meetup saa tu so no niache shule alafu rudi huko Kisumu. Yeah. Then ndio nafanya alafu uendelee. Oh, tuliambiwa tunaenda June. Ana junior
Okay, nice to see all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So, Kevin, will you share your screen? We randomize.
Okay.
From yours. We're sorry for the delays for those of you who are listening.
Okay, I'm here. I'm moving.
Okay, so if we can move to Kevin's screen, he's joined us for
Okay. That is interesting. Okay.
So Kevin is still setting up.
Okay, get you can.
Alright. Oh, my numbers. I'll take 0 and 2. 3 and 1. Missy will take 3 and 1. So, Kevin, what are your numbers? We're randomizing from 0 to 5.
From 0 to 5.
Yes.
So I only remember the 4 and 5.
Yes. Oh, God. I don't know.
So how, okay, you can always,
Search.
yeah.
Minute. Maybe.
But I can hear myself.
Okay, so
Can you hear me? I have unmuted.
Okay, just maybe.
But I can hear you.
Oh, my sound was it. Not talk.
Hi.
Yes, now I can hear you.
and
Hi, Joel.
and you get meeting.
Hi.
Okay, welcome. So
Okay. So Kevin was randomizing. So from his screen, he's in as 40. He was searching for a method in Javascript to randomize. So if anyone knows, you can help us out.
okay, so we want to look for the method that
Kevin, can you lock to your screen?
okay. I haven't seen this. Okay, so there is a method that's random there. So for example, this one here, and I'm a number between 1 and 10. And that according to us, another between 1 and 10. So adding this one, without this one, it will random another one. But that will random another one. Okay, so first one. Second one. Man, the third one, everything is better.
Kevin.
Okay, guys, so 5 and 10. Okay.
To exchange,
Yeah.
Okay, so the microphone is not working on it. So
I'll be using
W3. Where are we?
Strings.
Can you get me?
Yes.
I've just
Yes,
this is due to some technical hiccups. So last we stopped at this page. Yeah.
Yes. Joel is saying the audio is not clear. Are we clear now?
Breaking. Yeah, yeah.
Joel.
Oh, is just. Oh, the audio is not clear. Is
Is
it
it
now?
okay now?
Is it? Is it clear? Can you guys get me?
Yes.
Okay. So breaking long code lines. So usually, I think, let me use the Python example. When you do linting, there is the maximum number of characters a line should have. Yeah. There was a time I think it was Lisa. You were asking the exact number. I don't know if it was you or Get about the exact number. So it's the code lines. It should be around 80 characters. Yeah, the maximum on on a line of code. So there is a way of breaking that in JavaScript. So the first way, for example, here, if a JavaScript, if it does not fit in one line, you can break it after an operator. Like for example, this one here, let's see. So for example, we have this here, but a good practice is to break it after the operator. Let's see, what do you think happens when we break it at this point? Hey guys, what do you think will happen when we break it at this point? Any ideas? Not any guesses?
The next part of the code will move the next line.
So will we have an error?
No, I don't think we'll get an error.
So this will work.
Yes.
Please run it for confirmation. Why am I having doubts? Okay, so let's see. What will JavaScript do? It will come to this line document.get element by ID. I think, to me, I think there will be. For me, there'll be an error. Yes, Moses. We before running, we just want to visualize and know the expectations, just to yeah. So I'm just, for example, I'm just visualizing what will happen. To me, I don't expect the output to be a hello dog. If I break the code at this point, how will JavaScript really treat it? So it will come to this line. There is, after getting the element by ID, then there is a dot. So according to Missy and Getty, this will run, yeah? How will, can you explain maybe how the execution probably will run?
I think what is that? Hey. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think what this does is that it finds the element with the ID demo, and after finding it, it writes the content hello world. So that's what we see in the first paragraph, which is just specifying blah blah blah, and then secondly we see hello world.
Oh, I'm having another thought that it will run because at this point maybe it is waiting for you to end the statement. So until probably it will be searching for the end of this statement by looking for this semicolon here. So it will okay, let's see. So it works. Let me change that. So it works. My interpretation is if you probably do this in the node up to here. Let me do something. The node. No. So what happens here is that in this line, at first I was expecting an error, then I realized at this point the execution will be, since it's a statement, it is expecting, it will execute the line up to this point here, because this is what determines if the statement is we have terminated or ended the statement. Okay, so the first bit was best practice, breaking it after the operator. Then you can also break up a code within a line of text with a single backslash. So you can, if you do this, if you do that in your code, it will still. So any questions up to this point?
No.
Okay. So we have seen you can break the line after the operator. You can also use a backslash. Okay, a backslash. Okay, I think a good example is maybe on a Rails project. Did you notice when on the terminal, when maybe you want to continue with the, for example, if it was a command that is long, but you want to go to the next to continue the command, you add the backslash. So it will like the RB will know that this is a continuation of the command. So I think that's a good place where I've used an example of where I've used this backslash to break a code line. Okay, so they're saying this method is not preferred. It must not have universal. So some browsers may not allow this. So some browsers do not allow spaces behind this character. So this is not that preferred because some browsers may fail to understand it or execute it. Okay, a safer way of breaking a string is using the addition of the string interpolation. If you have a long line of code, you can use string. So for like this one, it's like initially it was like so initially it was like this, but I wanted to break this one. So there are like two words. So this is a string. You're interpolating it with another string. But now you're using the to interpolate this. Oh. Okay, so that's another way of breaking a line of code. So there is something you cannot break up a code line with a backslash. A backslash, or not really a backslash. A backslash. Oh, I think that's just the explanation of some browsers not supporting them. Okay, strings can be objects too. Are there any questions in this section before I go to this part? Everyone is okay? Okay. So strings can be objects. So normally JavaScript strings are primitive. We saw that primitives, we have primitive and complex data. We create complex data from the primitives. For you to create a string, we have not used another type of data type to create a string. Yeah. But something like maybe an array. An array can involve string. An array is an object. It can involve string. We have an object itself is a complex. An object, we can have strings inside arrays, a function. Yeah. Okay, so A string is a primitive value, but it can also be defined as an object. So it's like here is like you are creating. This is like a class, yeah. The string class. We are creating a string object, which is first name. So in this case, there are two ways of creating a string. There is this, which in this case, John in this case is of type string. But if we do this, at this point, y the type its type is object. I think we can test this in the node. Okay. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
So we have so. And then we have we're creating another. Okay, this here we have created a string. Here we are creating an object. So what's the value of? So we have literally we have two string, but we have a string also, we have a string that the type. So how about we look for what's the type of the string, yeah, and type. Mixing. And see is an object. So assuming let me create. I want to create yes, two strings with the same values. Let me have a blah blah blah. I have B. The string.
Kevin,
Yes.
can you use your browser because we realize the node does not have the same.
Okay. Okay. Are we accessing the debugger in? Huh? Oh, how do you access that debugger? The
You want control
control.
shift I.
I did that.
Debugger will check.
I can expect.
Main console. Element console. You are already.
Oh, I'm already there. Okay. So I was testing something. Before I switched, I just created some strings. But one was a type string, the other was a type object. But this time around, I wanted to create. I want to make sure they are of same value. So I have that. Then I have B. Oh. I really zoomed.
Yes, Firefox. It zooms.
Yes?
Firefox zooms in. You can use that.
Oh, I'm in Chrome.
Or you can't have two at the same time.
To
You can start up Firefox. It usually zooms in. Yeah.
Mr. Do you have Firefox? Oh, I mean get. Okay, let's see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there we go. I think I'll use this. Strings. Can you see the debugger down there?
Yes.
The console, I mean, okay. So let me create this is string, another string, but it's of okay. It's value to okay. So here I have two types of string, same value. I'm about to check if A is A equal to B. I expected. True.
Then I'm expecting false. I'm expecting true.
Yes, why true, Misa? And why? Okay, let's start with Misa.
That
When
will
you
be
use
wrong.
Huh?
It's probably wrong. Okay, no problem.
when you use two equal signs, it compares the value. But when we use three equal signs, it compares both the value and the type of.
Okay, awesome.
So, so at this point, both the string and the string object have the same value, which is string okay. Yes, that's what I think.
Okay, awesome, Misa. Getty, you are saying something. Here's what's false.
I didn't know that before I answered, so I just
Okay, boom. Awesome. So the double equal sign only checks at the value, but the triple checks for both the value and its type.
yeah. So,
So-
if you say the A equal
So,
B,
as we saw initially, the type of A was a string, and the type of B was an object. So if we do A triple B, the value is yes the same, but the type is different. So we're expecting a false. Okay, awesome. So we don't create strings as subject. Another reason we don't create strings as subjects, it slows down the execution speed. So the new keyword complicates the code. It can produce some unexpected results, which I'd love to see. Okay, so when you're using this, I think you're done here checking for if two strings are equal, yeah? So like you said, this is true because x and y, they have the same values. But when you're using the triple operator, they are not equal because the operator expects the type and value both to be equal. Okay. There's something here that we cannot really compare objects. Can someone maybe with any expand on this from maybe some previous knowledge of maybe objects? Okay, or I think
What's an example of an object in JavaScript? Anything that's an object in JavaScript.
An array. Ah,
Okay, can you try comparing an array to an array? Empty array to an empty array.
so we have an empty array. Oh, empty array. We have an empty array X, an empty array Y. So if we compare them, weird, right? So we are looking at if these two. So from our expression of equal double equal sign. So in this case, we are dealing with objects. So now we are trying to compare them, but you're saying it's returning a false here. Anybody reasons why it's returning a false?
I think they're different objects, that's why. So if at all we were to compare maybe the objects IDs or the object properties, they'd be different objects with the same value. That's why it's false.
So creating, can we check for object IDs in JavaScript? Can we? Is there something like, let's see. Oh. Let me check something. Checking. So I'm trying to check for a way of looking at checking for the object ID in JavaScript. I'm seeing something unique ID. Let's see. This is not a function. Or was it a defined method somewhere? These are not helpful at all. I've seen somewhere here they're talking about Okay. Any question up to this point?
I have one.
Yes, listen.
Under which circumstances are we supposed to?
Pardon?
Under which circumstances are we expected or are we supposed to create a string object?
Interesting question. Any ideas? Yes, get it.
I think There's a part that we've been told we're not supposed to use a string with it. As much as it's there, it's recommended that we don't use it. Okay, which else? Just so you know it's there.
And why did they? I think there has to be scenarios where we use a string object. Though I might not have a good answer for this. Silly baby?
No.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue. We are looking at this scenario. So there is like this one, we're creating an object here. So this is false because some are different objects. And that's so note the difference between this and this. Comparing two JavaScript objects will always and always return false. How about we test ourselves with these exercises? Okay. So assign the string hello to the variable txt. So we have a script, we have a variable text. Should be assigning it the string. Hello. Yeah. Okay. And the next one. Use the length property to display the length of the text variable value. So we have a text hello, then in the p tag there we want to display the text length. Okay. So we have a string below is broken. So can we use escape to display the text? So here, a good way, we can't have double quotes inside a double quote, but if you want to have it, we have to escape this. Get UI is a backslash. Oops. Not that. Above and up, there it is. So we want to escape that and that so that our output can be we are Vikings in quotes. Okay. Yes, I'm hearing Mr. Samson.
Oh, I was asking if there's another way you can do that. You can escape the double quote. Not really escaping it. Is there another way to correct?
Oh, without escaping.
Yes.
Let's see. Without escaping to have the double quotes. So let me remove this first. Let's see. The only other, unless you want to use single quotes. Okay, if you use that, you can either put upside or inside it.
Yeah, you cannot put the same quotes inside the object.
So we can also do that. This with now a single.
So the other way around.
Yeah, so there is this, and probably this. Yeah, I think this is what we need that. If we don't want to escape, maintaining the Vikings in double quotes. Okay. How have we done this one? So we have this one, display the result in the inside this we first to display it in the we want to concatenate the two strings. So the first string is hello, the other one is what. So that's str1 plus str2. Let me just type that. Okay. All right. Yes.
Proceed.
Okay. Can move to the next section. Boom. The JavaScript string methods. So, string methods help you to work with strings. So this section basically talks of a way that you can just manipulating strings. Yeah? So if you have a string, you want to do something to it. For example, you want to do what? Maybe you have some. Okay, we'll see some of the methods available, or the methods that you can call to a string if you want to manipulate it, depending on our need. Okay, so primitive values like this cannot have properties or methods because they are not objects. Primitive values like this cannot have properties or methods. Can anyone expand on this statement? Or let me ask, how does the objects have properties and methods?
Sorry?
Objects.
I think objects, we say inherit the methods from the class. So I think the classes, sorry, the primitive data types have been put in a class, something like that. Like I'm talking from experience with Python.
Okay.
There is class string and class, as in the data types are like classes, and then these classes have methods. So you creating a string variable allows the string to have, allows the variable to have access to the methods that are in the string class.
Okay. So I think this bit general was saying, so we have primitive data and complex data. Yeah? With primitive data, so the like number, string, we can how can I put it?
They are like classes.
The moment we are calling a method, it's like we are calling a method on an object. So JavaScript, the moment we want to like, so string is a primitive data type. It's not an object.
Yeah.
But the moment you want to like call a method on it, JavaScript at that moment will treat it as an object. That moment you want to maybe manipulate that primitive data, JavaScript will treat it as an object.
I think also you can say, like when you're considering OPP, so OOP, object oriented, our objects have access to the classes from which they are created.
Yeah, that's a real scenario. Okay, so with JavaScript, methods and properties, they are also available to primitive values because JavaScript treats primitive values as objects when executing the methods and properties. So an example here we have a string length. So here we have the length property or the length method which returns the length of the string. So we have a string there. Then we want to find its length. We call that length on it. So that's one of the property methods available to strings. Another one here is
Sorry. Uh, I wasn't sure that the length method also counts the white spaces.
okay. We can always let me test that. Can you test that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a variable. It's so we have this, and we want the length of this. How many characters do you have here? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 characters. Hmm? I'm counting the characters. Like I1, T2, the quotation. So that's like 4 plus 3 plus 5. So that's 12. So what are we expecting as the length? Something bigger than that. We want to confirm if it takes the white spaces.
Yeah.
Includes it as character. Yeah, I think it does. So 15 is plus 1, 2, 3. We have some spaces, 3 spaces there. We have 12 characters. Then we have that space there, that one, that one. So yes, it treated the white spaces as. Okay, nice. Thanks for that, Missy. Finding a string in a string. So we have an index of method which can do that for us. So what it really does is it returns the index of the position of the first occurrence. Index of the, so if your word starts at, assuming you have a string and your word starts at some index 7. So for example, it start from 0, 1, 2, then your word starts from index maybe 7. So that is what it returns. I think we can test that with what we have here by calling index of on this our string. So let's see the index of which one? Of the yes. So of the yes string. Any guesses here? Any guesses here for the index position of JS? Yeah, I'm looking at 9 for me.
Okay.
Good. Boom. Yeah. What did I? Oh, index Oh, did I do that? Yeah. So start counting from 0. Yeah. Oh, hey. Oiro, Joel, are we okay? Oiro and Joel?
So what method are you trying to look for? This index?
Yes.
And the index of
Oh, this was a typo. I was the method I was using is the one we are looking at currently is index of the one for returning the index position of the first occurrence of a string inside maybe another string. So yeah, the method we are looking at is index of. Joel, are you okay? Any questions? Any clarifications? Hmm. Okay, I think we can continue. Maybe I'm a type.
Is that
Huh?
is just like
Okay. Okay, let's continue. So we have another one here, which is the last index of method, which in this case returns the index of last occurrence of a specified text. So assuming you have in a string you have okay, I think I can do that right now. Assuming you have a string, then I have that. Actually, you have hello, hello, yeah? There's the first occurrence of hello and the second occurrence. So what last index of you saw initially, actually, so here we have a string hello, hello. Index of here will only look at the first occurrence. So if I was to do q the index of h, I'm expecting 0. That's the first occurrence. That's what index of does. But what now the last index of does now checks for the q the last index of h. So index of checks for the last occurrence. So for h we have this, and the other occurrence is this, which is the last index. So that's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, somewhere around 6. Yeah. Yeah, like the example they have here, they're looking for the locate. So the first occurrence is this, the second one is this. Actually, let's check. So they were using locate. So if I do this, what I can expect, if there is no any other occurrence, it uses the first one. Yeah. So like this, I'm expecting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. But being that there is now the other occurrence. Okay, this is the first occurrence of the bed. This is the second occurrence. Yeah, which is around 21. Okay, and I'm seeing it's on the time, it's 4. Meaning it's the end of our mode today. Next up, we'll be looking at searching for a string in a string. Yeah. Oh, I think we'll continue. Oh, can we finish this bit here? There is this bit here. I think we can finish this bit. Then start that next time we start on this. Okay. So there is this bit. So both for index of and last index method, they return -1 if a text is not found. So let's on my console, let me search for something that is not part of the string. So you can see it's returning a -1. So why is it returning -1? So its position, a string position starts from 0.
Yeah.
Then 0 is like the first position in a string, 1, 2. So there was like nothing on it. So it's not even clear. So JavaScript can't position from 0. So 0 being the first, and in that order. So another bit is that both methods accept a second parameter, which so that whereby the second parameter is like the starting position for the search. So in this case, for example, here we are specifying that the index of, notice here that we have locate. We have two string same. We have locate this, the first occurrence and the second occurrence. But in this case, we want index of. We know that index of looks for the first occurrence. So if we only did index of, it will return out the index position of this. But in this scenario, we have specified that we want to begin your search for index 15. Okay, let me do. So I have q, which is that. So in this case, I want q dot index of. Yes, I want for hello, but let's add from 5. Okay. So probably 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the search will begin from somewhere there. So if the search begins from here, what will it be the output? Will it begin from? Oh, are we together up to this point?
Yes.
Okay, so I was seeing this bit here. So index of, if you want to specify the starting position of the search, you add the index. So in this case, we have our string key. Then I'm specifying that its index will be from 5. Any ideas on the answer here?
I think we start searching from the 15.
Oh, from I'm talking of the console, on the console bit. Let's work with the console bit as to.
So this 6.
6. Yes, 6 for Getty. Okay. Misa?
I think it will bring the second hello.
We are printing the index, not the position. Which position? Just give me just a range. Even
Oh, I think 6.
6. Why am I saying it will be a 1? Okay, according to my understanding of this bit, so counting starts from 0, yes?
Yes.
But we have huh, we are telling you that begin your search from index 5. So will it continue or start from 0?
Start from index 5.
So it will like continue 5, 6. It will not like begin its act like 0.
I think so.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So next up we'll be looking at searching for a string in a string. And that's the mock for today, guys. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, guys, for telling. Joel, Miss Ageti, Moses. See you. Till next time. Any questions, guys, before we end for today?
Okay.
No questions? Okay, bye, guys. That's it for today. Bye bye.
Umedetail so that mwenye anasoma unakuweka details so that mwenye amepata na anataka kujenga next anaweza elewa nini kufanya. Then
Previously, so took us through this.
string of it.